Ella had always been drawn to old things, antiques, vintage clothing, ancient books. So, when she stumbled upon a dusty, old, leather bound journal in the attic of her late grandmother's house, she couldn't resist taking it home. The cover was worn, the pages yellowed, and it exuded a musty, decayed smell. But there was something oddly compelling about it, something that whispered to her curiosity. That night, she sat in her dimly lit apartment, a single candle flickering beside her, and opened the journal. The handwriting was elegant but shaky. The ink faded. The entries were dated back to the early 1900s, written by a woman named Agnes. As Ella read, she discovered Agnes had been an outcast, accused of witchcraft by the townsfolk. The journal detailed her loneliness, her rage, and her vow to take revenge on those who wronged her. One entry caught Ella's eye. May 13th, 1903. Tonight, I will invoke the Ancient Ones. Tonight, they will pay. As she read the words aloud, a sudden chill filled the room. The candle flickered violently and then went out, plunging her into darkness. She felt a presence, cold and malevolent, pressing down on her. The air grew thick with a rancid odor, and she could hear a faint whispering, like a chorus of voices speaking in tongues. Terrified, Ella tried to move, but she was paralyzed. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. Suddenly, she felt a searing pain in her chest, as if icy fingers were clawing at her heart. She gasped, struggling for breath, and in the pitch-black room, she saw them. Shadowy figures with hollow eyes surrounding her, reaching out with skeletal hands. Desperately, she tried to scream, but no sound came out. The pain intensified, and she could feel her life slipping away. In her last moments, she realized that by reading those words, she had summoned Agnes's curse. She had become the vessel for her revenge. The next morning, Ella's neighbors found her lifeless body in her apartment, the journal open beside her. Her face was frozen in a mask of terror, her eyes wide and unseeing. The authorities ruled it as a heart attack, but those who knew her whispered of the curse, of the spirits of the wronged who had finally claimed their due. And somewhere in the shadows, Agnes's ghostly laughter echoed, triumphant at last.